I mean, Jambo, do you want to do recap?
I've had like a super busy week, so I'll try and remember as much as possible.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Where do we start? Okay, so Tilanche killing people. We were like, no. Killed his god. And then we decided to put him on trial for some reason, which I disagree with as Lucian, but I wanted her to escape. And then we decided to do it in Terra's Weight because we wanted to go to Terra's Weight, and we feel like there's a better political system there. So we took Tilanche and everyone to Terra's Weight. We met Lucian's family. Lucian he saw that we already met Marcel's sister, so when her parents went, "Oh, you've met our daughters," I was like, "No, we already have, it's fine." Then we had a very nice meal that was not weird at all, and that's about it really. Now we're just about to go to the actual trial.
Yeah, just a nice little banquet. Nothing strange about it.
Nothing weird, no. Nothing tense.
An important detail he left out was that Marcel's brother is a one-planer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We need to get that on a t-shirt where it has like the like,
I would wear that t-shirt.
It has like the graphic of all the D&D planes on like the big circle, and it just has all of them crossed out except material plane.
Yeah.
It's propaganda spread by High Wizard and trying to convince us that planes aren't real.
And we learned a lot about Marcel's backstory and why he's sort of outcast from his, not really outcast from his city, but a lot of people would consider him an outcast from his city.
All right, jumping in to our current session. Thank you for the recap, Jambo.
You're welcome.
Hey, Lucian. Last that we left off, we will pick directly up after you guys have left the banquet. Marcel, your family had sort of dispersed one by one. Callum was the first to go, very upset by the way the conversation had went. You guys go back, and then the wait staff helps, you guys can like take your gear again. They let you know like, hey, you guys are honored guests right now, so you're allowed to keep this stuff, but just don't draw any weapons on the premise because it's seen as like a threat. So you're giving your gear back with a little bit of an extension of trust, but those guards are still wandering around the castle grounds. With that being said, you guys have the tiniest bit of time to kill before this trial actually begins. So if you guys have anything you would like to do, I guess now would be the time.
Let's get crunk. No, okay. Actually,
Let's get on it before the trial.
I guess we could talk to Marcel could talk to more about the trial system and such.
Yeah.
Both.
So I will go ahead and I'll give you part of what is going to happen so that you guys can be prepped for it. And we'll say that you're conveying this to them as Marcel. But you've already mentioned that the jury will be composed of a couple members of like the high society of Terra's Weight, like very influential, wealthy, and powerful people. And then there will also be an equal number of regular, like middle to lower class citizens that are sometimes randomly selected, sometimes purposefully selected. And most court cases like this are basically broadcasted to the city. They use a special sort of illusion magic to put it on like a show where people get very invested with it. They hope to like get pulled for one of these trials one day to be on the jury. But the way that it will go is Tilanche will either be allowed to select, or one will be appointed to her, a defendant and a prosecutor. I guess you guys are essentially acting as both in this instance. So if Tilanche does not like pick someone to be either one, you guys are just acting as a group on whichever side you want. Your task as witnesses will be to give your story of what happened, as well as I think this is a fitting punishment, or I think that this should happen because of my like tie into the scenario. So along with you guys, Isomifi Baron, Lasilda, and Orman will all be speaking, and then Tilanche will get the opportunity to also like defend herself towards the end. But ultimately, your words will have a major influence on how this jury ends up deciding on this, because this was not a public case. This was something that was entirely brought by you guys. They will only know what you give them. So they're sort of running on the trust of, hey, Marcel is the prince, and whatever he says goes. Even if Tilanche is like, I'm completely innocent, they have the wrong person. Theoretically, you could just completely throw her in prison for the rest of her life. With all that being said, you guys know that you have a little bit of a task ahead of you, where you will be giving I don't want to say a speech, I don't want to make you guys feel nervous, but you will have to give a testament to, are you defending Tilanche? What should her punishment be? Do you want to imprison her? Do you want to have any other different sort of punitive measures added in? And she'll defend herself at the end, and then the jury will vote. Which, I guess, Marcel, you will not get the opportunity to speak on Tilanche's behalf because you're part of the jury.
I'll also be able to try to cover any shenanigans in the background. That's what Marcel's job is. So he wants to know what you guys want the punishment to be. Like, what are we heading for? Because Marcel will try his best to make sure keep his eye on any wrongdoings in the jury, but I also want to know what you guys actually want from it. So Marcel's asking you guys.
I want it to be free.
What's the?
She makes mistakes, but she's not a bad person, so.
She has made mistakes, and I don't believe killing her, in my opinion, but also she should at least spend time in jail and have to live in penance of what she has done.
Will that benefit her, though? I think she's already paid enough price for it.
Maybe a middle ground between letting her go and putting her in prison is, I think she should do something good for this world to make up for the evil. Why don't we sentence her to rebuild Grey Run? That would create a political tie for Terra's Weight, an ally, a trading post. She gets to rebuild her home, and we can use that village as students of Uralumis whenever our missions require us to have evacuate a village because of a monster, or if it's destroyed. It gives us a place to move the refugees until their village is rebuilt. And if they want to stay, then that's rebuilding the city itself, population-wise.
That's a good idea.
Well done.
That is an interesting idea, but Rosaris, who's going to fund that? She
Up
can't
Terra's
pay
Weight,
for all that
they
on her
don't
own.
really care.
If Uralumis is going to be doing it, I'm sure we can convince them to use it. My idea was, Terra's Weight is known for its magic, right, Marcel?
Yes, but there's other places also in magic and less xenophobic.
My idea was, what if Terra's Weight taught her mending, simple spells like that that could help her rebuild, and then the better she builds, it's more of a testament to y'all's capacity to teach magic. I'm trying to tug on the vain personalities of your countrymen. No offense, Marcel.
Untaken.
And it is kind of like a banishment or isolation for her crimes. But she still gets to be with her family, so I kind of like that.
And
I want to know what Leo wants.
He agrees with Lucia.
What?
That's what he said. That's actually what he said in the chat.
Oh.
That is true.
Oh, okay. For real?
I'm
He
Leo
wants-
for that. Yeah, I'm
I
Leo
mean,
for a second.
that
This
could
is
I
have
agree
been
with
before,
Lucian, man.
that could
High
have been
five,
sent
Marcel.
before Rosaries said his thing.
Fuck.
So I don't know when that was sent in chat.
I'm not even looking at it.
Yeah, I want to blow up Iralumis. Leo agrees with me. It's fine.
Crazy.
All right. Yeah, I think whoever's like, yeah, fine. I'll try to push that with best I can.
If you
We all-
want, Marcel, your father technically has final say, correct?
Yes, he does.
What if you use your learning experience? You're in charge of making sure she rebuilds it properly. You're in charge of helping the city get off its feet. Using that as training for whenever you eventually rule Terra's Weight.
You have to
Good
say
idea.
that to
Good
the.
idea.
You have to speak to that to the court itself, not to. I can't speak to him during the court sessions. Where one of the court's going, I have to be quiet. Remember, you're the
I'm
speakers.
I'm fine with saying it, but
Then but I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying how it's going to be.
yes, that's fine. I'm just trying to make sure we know who we're actually arguing against, and it's probably going to be the higher courts.
Is Lysilda and Oriman with us, and are they also like in the group going to be saying what they think, or?
They will be there at the trial, but they're not with you guys yet.
They're
You guys can
currently
pick when
taking the
you-
longest drink possible.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are resting
Damn it, I
away
wanted to
from
know
the
what they
stress
thought.
of
Okay.
the castle life.
Mhm.
But you guys can kind of go retrieve them whenever you want, which you'll have to do before too long because the trial is, in just a few hours.
They're having a good time in the Platinum Tankard. I prefer the Forgotten Hold, but no
Yeah.
one likes these underground places.
They're the best.
All the glitz and glamour, that's what people want these days. No one actually enjoys the small places for the locals. So yeah, I think we came all with a conclusion.
I guess.
Alright. I like it.
How likely is it that you can sway the jury?
I'm not 100% sure if I could just magically make everyone on my side, but at least I could try to get a majority. So 50-50, since my brother will also be in the jury trying to persuade my father as well, if it comes to pass. There's a lot of backstabbery and shadowy stuff going on in the background with Terra's Weight. So
If it's a battle between me and your brother, don't worry, we'll be fine. We have Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just I think we came to a conclusion. So we'll just punish her kind of in like a quasi exile, but she's with her family and still gets to help society.
You had a nice home. We can, there must be magic where you can transport that house to Grey Run. Just you can start there.
How many people did she kill again?
Quite a
What?
bit.
Was it like hundreds, or?
I believe
Remember
around 20, if I remember right.
Just 20? Okay.
Just
I wouldn't say
Just 20. I honestly
Just
thought it
20.
was like in the hundreds. So it's better than what I thought.
Well, we do have the dead book.
I don't know. I just don't think it's really fair that those people don't get a chance like she's getting.
I know.
You guys want her to be with her family, but she destroyed how many families?
yeah, but she did it because her whole village was destroyed. She had
But
revenge
she
in her
still
mind.
did it.
Wasn't it like a whole city?
That was.
Mm-hmm.
It was both the
Was-
city and her
I was
village.
both, okay.
Let's call it her home. Yeah, her home was destroyed.
And
I mean,
her family, she was killed.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I can kind of relate to her, so it's just
Have you killed 20 people, Gwen?
no. But like
Aw.
my village was decimated, so
Now
But
we're
you
okay
didn't kill 20 people.
no.
No. Would you have? Given the same opportunity?
Maybe.
Yeah, the people that destroyed your village were lined up.
Yeah, I think
There you
so. Yeah.
And you don't have like a deity whispering in your ear, making you do bad things.
No, I think I don't know about that one. That one's a little weird, but the other bits, yeah.
That's is another thing we should consider. It's not like she was just killing people and there was nothing beyond just, oh, I'll die one day. She was being whispered constantly by a being during her childhood.
Oh, but there
So
were
I personally believe that this was just a sad case of extra manipulation, and she's just a tool for it.
She was trying to fix it as well, by killing more people, I guess, but still.
Yeah.
It is a gross situation. She does need to be punished for it, because we can't just say, well, you killed a bunch of people, that you should walk away with your family, but you should at least have something that you focus on to help the society.
Ava, did you
Whatever.
say you had something that stopped you from using magic?
What's it to you?
We could use that on Tilanche, so she doesn't have access to.
I think she doesn't. She can't do magic anymore, can she?
Well, she can use.
But she
can't
could learn.
use. Yes,
Ah.
there's ways to learn magic.
But then how's she gonna rebuild that city you want her to rebuild?
Very.
It just makes it harder.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, Lucian, I like this idea. Let's go find something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I
Have you still
pretty
got
much
the
just
ring?
be like a
I
lifelong
don't know
punishment.
where he put it.
Oh.
I don't know if he kept it or if he destroyed it. I can't remember. I was really mad.
And I'm not sure if Tearaway we have anything that can permanently make her lose any chance of her being able to use magic, but we might have something just temporarily, but I don't think that's what we want. We want a permanent solution instead of a temporary one. Correct?
True.
I'll say whatever you guys want.
No, we want your truth. It's fine.
That
Yeah,
was
we want
Ava,
your truth, mate. Sorry.
But
That
Ava, you
was
did
my
bring up a
truth.
really good point. So
We want your truth.
Gwen, are you
Gwen,
eating right now?
Gwen,
As you're
swallow.
talking to me.
Gwen,
Right
stop
after a
taking plates
banquet.
out of stop taking food out of the banquet.
Did you take a couple plates with you?
I'm eating a burger.
A what?
A what?
All right then.
Dan, is burgers canon in your world?
They're canon, but not to this location. This is supposed to be like French inspired.
Well, she got one from
Okay,
somewhere.
She made
Burger.
one.
So she has French fries. Got it.
Yeah. She has some escargot. Eating the
Um,
shells and everything. Oh.
Marcel, I will also tell you that I don't want to limit your creativity. You don't know of anything that like permanently severs someone's connection from magic. Like that is as impressive as Valenrun is, that is beyond even most of them. Like the ability to completely remove someone from casting magic altogether is like beyond 8th level magic. But Valenrun specializes in making magic items, and just as an
that's what you're
example, Ava had a cursed ring that she could not take off that didn't allow her to like properly channel magic. So
It can be
you
done.
you can use your creativity to sort of get around that, and you can't like sever her connection to magic, but you could find ways to suppress it if you really wanted to.
Okay. So yeah,
we-
Marcel relayed that there might be a possibility that someone in Terrorswood can make something like that.
Do you think she even wants her magic though?
That's what I'm
Like,
thinking,
would
I'm not
that
sure.
be
I don't think she's
sad
magic
for her to
defendant. Or
lose? Do you think she'd care?
I
think
personally
so.
don't believe she would care.
But if another warlock came along and was like, I can help you, whatever, she might do it again.
You think she'd do it again after all of this?
If she makes this village and it gets destroyed again, I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be very unlucky, I suppose.
Yeah, that does bring up a good point. Maybe letting her be and doing something out in the open is a good move, because she might have people who still want to kill her. There might be people who she might have created some enemies in her life.
Which is
They're still
why I wanted to
functioning.
talk to Lysilda.
I just want to bring that up just in case for all of you to remember.
Yes. Because if she's all alone there, building,
With her family.
rebuilding, with her family, after she just pissed off how many people? I don't know if that idea is very...
And I would say a prison's not just keeping her there, but it's also keeping her safe from being killed by other
yeah.
people. And we can maybe even one day appeal to her leaving the prison one day.
If y'all want protection for Grey Run, I can probably arrange that.
What do you mean?
Oh, Rosaris has an army, apparently.
I don't have an army.
You
I
have an
can't tell if
army?
you're joking or not.
Are you a prince too?
Can I insight check when he just said he doesn't have an army?
Marcel will go to Adira. Adira, he's a prince. He's a prince. I have a prince buddy.
Sure.
Oh, what? Another?
I don't have good
Yeah.
insight.
Is Leo a prince? Lucy, are you a prince?
God,
So,
how
that's
many
only a
princes go to this
14.
school?
Not technically.
God, we're all princes and princesses.
Yay!
I'll make you guys
my
dresses.
dreams.
I'll make you guys cool jackets.
You're a tailor now?
Well, yeah. You can customize my look.
Shorty, do you want to answer Ava's 14? Or do
I
you
got
want
a
me to?
14
I
on insight when he said he doesn't have an army.
I will give you two options, and you can answer it either way. But you can either roll deception or persuasion. You don't have to tell us which one, and then base your answer on that. Or if you just want to give her however much a 14 would get on like a general check. Ava, if you will, restate what you're sort of looking for on this insight and what statement spurred it.
Well, actually, Lucian spurred it by saying that he apparently has an army. Couldn't tell if that was a joke or not, and then Rosario said he doesn't have an army, and I want to know if he was telling,
Marcel believes
if he
Rosario
was
has
kind
an
of
army.
fibbing
Sure.
or not.
Zach, with that, what do you want to do?
It's funny I have to say this multiple times.
My insight check was bad last time.
Yeah, I know.
Was it
both the
more
check
than
were not good.
14?
No, it's worse than that.
I
Okay.
can't remember what yours was.
Ava, the main thing you would get is like you're good at getting secrets out of people, and you would realize that I'm not saying I don't have people that I can turn to. It's just that either I don't consider them an army, or I don't consider the group my group.
Okay.
But you would gather that like I fully believe that I have a group of people that I can turn to for it. I just probably don't consider it my own, or don't consider it large enough to be an army.
So to sum it up,
Gotcha.
semantics.
Semantics. Or sorry, did you make this army? Or, do you guys all wear like funny uniforms?
No, I'm pretty
Is it-
unique when it comes to that.
Is it based on is it based on a star? It's based on a moon? Is it based on a puppy?
What are you asking about?
Like, like a lot of places have themes, so maybe your theme
Are
is
you-
moon-based, sun-based, puppy-based.
Definitely
you-
the puppy army.
Asking about
He looks like a puppy
in,
guy, yeah.
like
Right.
in
Yeah.
no, I don't have any of the. Do y'all remember the pleasant gentleman at the Marin Drake that we went to? Not you, Ava.
You were talking a whole group, okay?
You weren't there. Do the rest of you remember? Marin Drake. We were at his tavern.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's the type of person that would be part of that group.
I'm gonna lean over to
Tax
Ava
people?
and go, he also had puppy vibes.
I can guarantee you that if
Yeah.
you think my order is puppy vibes, you will be sorely mistaken.
The raging
Oh, you
chihuahuas.
totally give me puppy vibes. Yeah. Look at you under that, your eyes peeking out from your helmet.
Oh, you all
Those
think it's
puppy
funny, but you use
mega
like a fair
mastiffs.
amount of health. Look, regardless, if you all don't trust me, I was thinking about
They're fine
home during
terriers.
spring break. They're not dogs.
Where's home again for you?
I am from the village of Zarenza. It's
Where is that
It's-
specifically?
it's in the mountains, a little bit northeast of Grey Run.
Oh, that works out then.
I need to see a map. I don't know. I
Ava,
don't remember.
you're the only person allowed to do this. I would allow Leo to as well, but he's kind of with the whole trial thing. He's very like out of his element and out of his zone, like having this whole moral dilemma of what to do with Tilanche. So he's still there, but I'm not gonna do too much for his character that I don't want to like assume what he's feeling. But I'll let you give me a history check, and I'll give you a +2 because I'm not
Okay.
letting Leo roll.
Yay. I'm not good at history. Let's see. Yeah, that was just a 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
Zarinza, it's almost like hearing a town from like in the state you're from, where like you swear you've heard the name. It sounds kind of familiar, but you don't know anything about it. So the name does kind of like it.
Like
This sounds
rings a
right.
bell, like Chimera would particularly ring a bell. It's somewhere in.
Yeah. And he
You
said
said
it's near Grey Run,
northeast.
so or he said it's like north or east of Grey Run, so it's in Chimera, so that's probably why it's registering a little bit.
You're going home during break?
There are some things I need to talk about with my father. So after we went to Plasar and scattered there, I was planning on returning home shortly after that, before we go to Stonewall with Leo. If you all are so worried about it, you're more than welcome to join me.
That sounds like fun.
You're the last person I expected to say that sounds like fun, Jambo. Lucian, not Jambo.
Jambo! Who's Jambo?
Now we're using the real names.
Cameo.
Oh no, it's
Jam- legendary guest Jambo.
He's a level 20 character, right? That'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
No, I'd like
more
to
than
see-
welcome to join me.
I would like to see it.
You are probably thinking of vastly larger group, Lucian, than what is actually there.
I would kind of maybe sort of go with you. Maybe.
You can either go or not go. I don't know what a sort of go means.
Kinda, maybe,
Well,
sorta.
Yeah.
Kind of
we'll
maybe, sort of.
That's very
cross that
specific.
bridge when we get to it.
I mean, I can guarantee all of you safety. It's not going to be
I don't,
an issue.
I don't know about that, but all right.
I'm gonna go there to see the battling bulldogs. You guys seem a lot of fun.
I will make sure to let Tyrion know you called him that.
Now you're being scary.
Yeah.
Do you not want us to go?
He really does belong to the cranky chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny that you think I'm a dog because, let's just say they know me as the armored pup. So it does.
I
kind of
was
make-
right.
Except it's based on wolves, but I guess that works too. Either way, does that suffice for protection for now?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah.
Kind of maybe sorta. We'll see.
Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah, I think she'll be protected by the hair ring huskies.
Cool. I'm
Cool.
glad you're all getting your nervous energy out on me because I'm the only one mature enough to take it.
You're welcome. Hey, I have to be with my dad and my brother. I'm also nervous.
We can tell with your split personality issue.
That hasn't happened since we've gotten here,
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
actually.
noticed that.
Do you guys notice?
Yeah, I noticed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He didn't have his mask on last session, or not session,
Yesterday.
Full shad.
Yeah, I didn't really get any vibes from him for a while. Once we went through that gate, I feel like a weight kind of lifted.
Oh. Maybe that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one who begged me to go here, so maybe I'm free from the freaking curse.
Should we go
Just
to like the
like that.
entrance? Should we go to the entrance of the city and sort of jump in and out of it and see if it appears and reappears?
Let's
Well-
test that theory.
Yeah.
We'll be leaving after the trial. We don't have to do that.
Okay.
No,
So I think we'll have.
Early when we do.
We
Yeah.
should probably go get the others.
We probably should go get the others.
There'll be no
Also,
platinum tankard.
Am I allowed to wear the armor inside there, or do I need to get a change of clothes?
Change of clothes. Go to my room. I'll get you something to wear.
Oh, one more question.
Ooh.
Silk shirts.
Is Tilanche going to have like
Yeah.
the thing of truth? Or anything like that?
And girls, if you want anything, my sisters have some clothes too. That'd be
Is it
more than
is
welcome
it
to bring you one.
expected?
To dress formal, yes.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll go get a dress.
I'm not sure their clothes are gonna fit me.
They're magical. They
I
can
can
probably
do
make
that.
it fit.
Okay.
I could do some adjustments.
Should we do that before we go get the others?
Let's get the others, and we can all start changing to our formal clothes.
Yeah, I can guarantee you Orman probably did not bring a change of formal clothes with him.
No.
Okay.
Can we go to your room, Marcel?
Oh yeah, I'll gladly take all the guys to my room once we.
What do you think? We know where we're going?
We're going to the platinum tankard, so we can pick up the other people.
No, I
So
thought we were getting the clothes now.
We're,
No,
we're
we're getting
gonna
the
pick up Orman and Lysilda, then we're gonna go guys and gals to changing in different rooms.
We have to
and
all
then we're
go
gonna get together.
Apparently.
to pick
Ava,
up 2 people.
this is what happens when you have friends, Ava.
Yeah.
Just seems unnecessary, but all right. I'll race you, and she's gonna run out.
I'm not gonna lose. Marcel runs.
You're gonna lose.
No.
Garnering some strange look from the guards who are stationed all around in the hallways around you guys, at least 2 of you start sprinting out of the castle and heading towards the platinum tankard. You guys
I
get
don't know where
there,
I'm going.
It
Just
passes, but
going.
she's lost.
I'm just
Marcel's gonna keep casting Eldritch Blast and point to the right direction. Left. Ah! Oh, that's
immediately-
Marcel. He's back.
Yeah, you hear some guards who are like, "Stop them!" And then they see that it's Marcel, and they're like, "Never mind, he's fine. He does this." You guys head out and go to the platinum tankard. It's just this very modest. It's not like where the noble people hang out. This is like the, lower middle class bar. It's kind of a hole in the wall. They've got some decent food and drink. This place has definitely seen some fights in its day. You guys walk in, you see Orman and Lysilda sitting at one of those tables, like almost like a booth that sort of curves around and has a circular table in the middle. They're sitting there with some food and a drink for each of them, just kind of mumbling. I don't want to say mumbling, but like talking to each other pretty low as to not draw attention to themselves. And you guys barge through the door, guided by Marcel, and immediately, hearing the door barge open, Orman like stands up, getting in the defensive, and Lysilda like reaches for her sword. But then they see that it's you guys, and they're both just like, "Oh, I totally thought it was no, we're good. Hey, you guys come to hang out? You want to sit down, or?"
No, we came for you to hang up your clothes because we didn't get you guys formally dressed for something. For the.
They look at
the
each
trial.
other, and Lysilda's just like, "Shit, all right." And she begrudgingly follows you, and Orman just says, "I get to wear fancy clothes? Yeah! I'm gonna rip them.
Oh,
I'm gonna flex."
your poor Silk.
my silk.
Your
Yeah.
poor Silk.
Yeah, Marcel, you might want to give me and Orman like your least favorite silk shirts.
Oh God.
I'm sorry you have to choose.
Marcel will be just leaning on Leo and crying. And Leo will be like, "High five, Marcel." "Thank you. You're so great, Leo."
Leo holds you on each shoulder, and he's like, "It's okay, Marcel. Let's get you back to the castle so we can, make this sacrifice now." You guys go back to the castle, escorted by the guards after you exit or enter through the gates. You guys go through hallways and stairs and get up to that wing where Elise's room was, and just down the hallway, Marcel, it is your room. Would you please describe to us what it looks like?
Once you see a door, just a door with a purple sign that says Marcel's. Marcel looks to the rest of you guys. Guys really want to go inside my room? Can I just bring the clothes out? Stuff.
What are you hiding in there?
I want to say,
Yeah,
Come
go straight in.
on, Marcel.
Okay. Marcel opens the door, and you will see a perfectly clean and precise, symmetrical room. Everything is left to right. For every pillar, there's another pillar. There's a picture. There's another picture. It's just seamless. There's some text written on the walls saying, "You are Marcel. Keep going." There's a huge chandelier with plenty of jewels and gems, and a humongous window that you can see the entire garden in the back. It's actually a really nice area, a nice room.
Wow.
This is the room of my family, of generation. Many other firstborns lived here. This is why it's my room. It's a lot of weight.
It's huge.
Yeah. Firstborn usually has a lot of responsibilities.
No, it's about
And the
average,
biggest
really.
room.
Yes, and the biggest room.
Ava's jumping on your bed.
No, it's meant
She's
to be
rolling
perfect.
in it.
I would assume Marcel has that big bed with the posts that go up, and then they have
Oh,
the sort of
yes!
curtains draped on it.
And she just
Yeah,
lays
exactly.
down over it. She's like, "Oh, what I wouldn't do for this bed."
No, it's meant to be. Yeah, any of you guys can roll an insight check on Marcel.
this room is bigger than my entire house growing up.
Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
I got a 12 on insight.
Okay, anyone past the 10? You notice that for Marcel, who is known to be kind of, messy and everything. For when you guys start messing with his room, you can see kind of please don't screamish, things are being messed up. But
If she notices that, so she's gonna get up and kind of wipe your bed off.
My
Sorry.
turn!
The
And I'm gonna
cooties,
jump on the
sorry.
bed.
Oh God!
While they're
I
all
tried
jumping,
to stop it. Sorry.
while they're jumping on the bed, Orman is walking over to one of your shelves and kind of picking up some of your decorations and knickknacks and stuff, and then you hear some glass break.
That's over
as
500 years old. Don't drop it.
he drops I'm gonna say it's a harmless little glass decoration, like a snow globe or something. He drops it on the floor and just goes, Marcel, it broke itself.
Say Rumpio.
I won that in a contest, so that's not as personal as others. But still, I won that somehow. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Just follow me to the closet.
okay, he starts kicking it underneath the bookshelf.
No.
One's just
Glass
taking Marcel's blankets and just wrapped herself up like a cocoon and laying on his bed.
It was really comfy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He just cries on a deer's shoulder this time.
It's okay. I'm sure you have
Okay.
servants who are going to come in and fix it.
I'll say Leo will start helping organize and clean up things. He pats you on the shoulder. He starts fixing the bed.
Mark, now you notice that there's this kind of large double door. Marcel opens it, and you see a huge closet with many different types of silk shirts, pants, capes, accessories, of other type of thing like a cane. It's a lot of this is extremely high class stuff that's really hard to get from stores, and he has a lot of it.
It's like a big
Well-
walk-in closet situation.
Mm-hmm.
I will go ahead and describe
It's
to
MTV
you.
Cribs. Yeah, this is my walk-in closet. It's bigger than most
Yes.
people's houses.
So in
Yeah,
lieu,
See that waterfall? $2
Waterfall in
million.
the closet?
Yeah. I just
So-
drop it in there and it falls down to the laundromat.
in lieu of suits, I will describe to you what formal wear looks like in Terra's Way, and this is probably what you're gonna like be grabbing from your closet. You'll probably have like at least a dozen of these types of suits. It's somewhere between wizard robes and like a graduation gown. It has the sort of shoulder plates that sort of curve and then end in a point right past your shoulder. The collar that goes up and then curves down and it sits like very tight. It has like the almost corset appearance on your like abdomen where it's like very tight. But then there's 2 layers of robes that sort of cross each other over your chest and then come down and are tied sort of in the back. So it looks very like formal. It has a lot of like details and tiny little swirls made out of this like shiny metallic stuff for the like fitted collars. The shoulder pads have nice little, I guess not carvings, but like inlaid metal, and then it ends in like a little point right here. They all have these either really simple designs with nice colors or really elegant patterns. So instead of suits, you have these incredibly fancy, incredibly intricate, and incredibly expensive pseudo robes that you guys are expected to wear that are definitely going to be like tight and a little uncomfortable. They look kind of fucking sick.
Now you understand
do
why
I have
Marcel. Now you see why Marcel always dresses how he does, because he doesn't. If you're asking, do you have to dress like this? Yes.
Fashion show. Let's go, boys. Go
Fashion
on.
show. Yeah, we're all like sitting down, looking at Versari's like posing,
Yeah,
like
we're waiting, clapping. Come on now.
Athera, bag of holding.
For your armor?
Me and Leo's.
Alright. Here you go.
Leo joins back. He's sort of gotten your room back to tidy, Marcel. He strips off his armor, sets it in there. You're both kind of bigger guys. I would say Rosari's, you're probably bigger than Leo, despite him being a half-orc. He's right at like 6 foot. You guys are similar sizes, but I think you're stronger. So it's going to be a little harder for you to find stuff that fits for Marcel. But either way, between you two and Orman, this is going to be a trip.
yeah. Marcel's like, okay, that one's a little bit large. I think that would work for you.
Yeah, I'll put one on, I guess. Like, I don't know what. Am I rolling a luck check to see if it fits or something? Like, what's going on?
Here's what I'll say. You take one of Marcel's, and it's like this very deep lilac color with like silver metal bits everywhere. You start putting it on, and as soon as you get the chest part on, Marcel comes up to like cinch it in the back how it's supposed to be, and it barely closes. Like he slightly pulls, and it's already like tight around your chest.
There we go.
I hate this.
May or may not break with any physical exertion.
I'm gonna try not to like set my shoulders back. Like I'm gonna try to just slump down a little bit.
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
Don't breathe too hard.
It's hard to breathe anyways.
Good. That means you're it's well fitted.
Yeah, then you're wearing it right.
I'm assuming I'm not allowed to bring a sword or anything, Marcel.
No.
What about a shield?
No.
It would clash with your outfit.
It would.
The
Athera,
outfit
correct.
clashes with me.
I really would hope.
Nice.
Fine. But a bag of holding's fine, right?
No.
I really hope we get in a fight so Rosaris can have like a Wolverine moment where he just bursts out of his.
Fine. I'll just put everything in the bag of holding. I think I have 2 daggers and 2 long swords and my shield on me.
I'm just like holding it open as you're putting it. Jeez,
right, in
Rosaris.
the closet so I can change. Who are you kidding?
Girls, get out of here.
Leo also starts putting his like armor, his mace, his shield, and a dagger that he keeps on. He puts it all in there. Orman is like, I didn't bring any of my stuff. I'm just here for the ride. He goes and he grabs one of your suits, we'll call them. He holds it up like to his chest and he says, "Hey, I don't think this is gonna fit like around my arm."
He grabs onto Orman. I need you to follow me for a second. Marcel goes to his servant. Hey, servant. Friend.
Yes, of course.
Points to Orman. Can you just grab the biggest thing that we possibly have for this guy? He's poking Orman.
Yes. Suits for the trial, I assume.
Yeah.
Good.
They should have his size.
Yes, just for him, or do you want some for everyone?
So you're saying I could have gotten a bigger size?
You're not here. No, just him.
Just him. Okay.
It's been really funny.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you, Lord. They head out. This like young, shy, nervous kid. He runs away, and he'll be back in a couple minutes with Orman fully dressed up. Lasilda actually runs behind. She's like, "Can I?"
Oh, I mean, Tara over here. She has a room full, but you can follow Orman if you want.
Yes, I would prefer to have my own, if that's all right.
I don't
She heads off with Orman, and they're gonna get fitted up by your waitstaff. So Rosari's is tightly wound in there.
And he points Gwen at Tara and Ava. You guys can go to Tara's room. Tara's room. She has it's booked for you.
If you look at Gwen, she's fallen asleep in your bed.
Marcel will kick her.
I was going to gently wake her, Marcel. Come on.
You got one
Get
foot
out of my
hanging
bed,
off.
Gwen.
Marcel soccer ball kicks that shit.
It's so cozy.
I know, but it's not yours. Buy yourself a cozy bed.
I'm not that
Rude,
rich.
Marcel.
Jesus
Some
Christ.
people don't have all this
Yeah,
money.
that's crazy.
Tears.
Then maybe you're not working hard enough for it, Kitty.
Oh my god.
I just need to marry a prince.
There's plenty
We have
around.
one right here.
There
The
is
1%
plenty around.
answer. But yeah, so Marcel would just like point, kind of walk you guys to Tara's room.
Sure.
Tara.
She
Get in here.
swings open the door. She's got her like suit mostly on. She's like just fitting up the collar a little bit. She's like, yeah, can I help you?
You have one for Adira, for Ava, and my favorite, points to Gwen. Gwen.
Wow, I didn't know it was your
That-
favorite.
Really hurts, Marcel. Thanks.
Yay!
Yeah, she's
I'm
my
just
favorite. That's
walking
why I
away from
kicked
you.
her.
She invites all of you guys in. She's like, don't mind him. Anyway, she shuts the door. Tara gives you guys the most wonderful tour of her room. She shows you all these nice knickknacks. She has a lot of like nice decorations up. And Athera, you appreciate that she has a lot of like plants growing in her window that she takes well care of. She takes you guys into her closet, and she essentially lets you take, as a royal family member, she has plenty of these in different styles and colors. You can essentially have your pick of what you would like it to look like, but all of them have that same sort of structure, almost like a suit with some slight differences in style. But you guys can pick one out. You can get one with like a solid color, a trim color, and then that like metallic add-ons to the shoulder and neck can also come in another color. They also come with like this the style that she's using has this sort of belt line around the waist that sort of curves and then makes like a V shape, like a point at the center of like your stomach, and then it goes up and around your hips.
I get it.
Types in. So you guys can come up with however you want to look when we finish up with Marcel and them, and then you can surprise us with your choices. Marcel, who's next? You got Leo and Lucian in there.
Oh, don't we have everyone ready? Like, who's left?
I mean, you got Rosari's fitted in one. Which styles are you giving like Lucian and Leo?
Lucian just
Okay.
says, I'm wearing my own clothes.
What?
It has a symbol of my family on it, so I want to keep it.
He's fancy enough.
Yeah.
Would Marcel
Really?
know that he's fine?
If you are fairly certain that like his robes sort of mimic that like nobility and formality, all he needs is like the collar and shoulder pieces, and you can just take one off of another suit and give it to
Yeah.
him that matches.
No, Marcel has like multiple collars and shoulder. No, you'll take this.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Puts
I'm
it
gonna
on.
say you give him like a to match his robes, like a dark blue with silver linings on it. One that just fits over your robes, sits on top, and then covers like the top part of your chest and shoulders.
Nice.
Oh, right now we
Do you
can
have
head
any
out.
perfume or cologne? I've been wearing these clothes for like 3 days now.
What?
Or did I cook? Do you have any like
You've been
perfume?
wearing
or
those clothes for
cologne?
3 days?
Yeah. Do you have any like perfume or cologne or a bath or something?
We, of course, we have cologne and baths. Okay. gotta take you to my own. You see Marcel like open the door, and it's like a really fine bathroom with nice running water and clean, like 30 different types of colognes, 14 scented, 14 scented soaps.
Nice.
Like, this place is like immaculate. It's like, you can use that bath. Hope it's big enough for you. And it's like almost like it's pretty huge. Like
I'm
5
even
people
gonna
would be in it.
flex a little
I'll get
bit
it.
on like the world
Clean up.
building aspect. As one of the cities of Valenrun, magic items are a commonplace. Marcel has this huge vanity in his bathroom, like a large mirror with like crystals, like gems, placed sort of in a almost like a diamond shape around it that sort of comes up to a point. And when he opens the door, all of them slowly like flicker and light up with almost like a light cantrip. So they mimic the effects of that, making for a very nice, cool scene.
Lucian's taking notes.
And then our last one, Leo. Marcel, I'll let you pick what he gets from you. It'll be a tight fit, just like Rosari's, but he'll realistically be able to wear any of the robes.
His will be the most colorful. It's based on peacock, so it's very flamboyant and one of the most extra cloaks that he has. There's falling feathers that's climbing down these spikes. It's like, you look amazing, Leo.
He's looking down at it with all of, like the light blue and purples and like a little spots of orange every once in a while, and then the feathers pluming at the back. And he's just like, Marcel, I look like a bird.
You're just as beautiful as one.
By Cortez. And he just begins walking off with the rest. At that point, you guys all exit out into the hallway, dressed in your super nice fits. And out of Terra's room walk Ava, Gwen, and Athera. So in that order, I'll let you guys tell me, what does yours look like? What colors, any design features you guys want to include?
Did you say my name first?
Yes.
Okay, of course you did. Thanks. Well, fine. So I'm going to say that she picked the base colors black, of course. And it has an attached corset on it that is silver with black lacing. I'd say there's like probably white colored frill trim on it, and the embellishments are also silver. She also borrowed some silver necklaces and more rings and put some clips in her hair, and she promises to give them back.
Oh yeah, lots of black and silver.
Nice.
I'd love to even throw in there that the sort of like bottom of the robes, almost like the skirt or like I say skirt, like long skirt part has a front part that sort of wraps around and then tucks into itself, and then on the underside of it, all of this is black with like silver shining underneath. Like silver is a big
Yes.
color for Valenrun.
Yeah. And she put her hair up like in a bun, so she looks professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Gwen, what about you? What did you manage to find and fit in?
She's wearing like a very deep blue dress with like a golden trim, and it's kind of like sparkly all over, but you can tell if she moves too much it might break open.
Yeah. Your neck is like scratchy as your scales are getting like pulled by this collar. I'd also I'm assuming barefoot.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
for sure.
For sure. Athera, what about you?
I picked out like a muted forest green for the base color, and then the trim will be like kind of a gold, but very simplistic, kind of that same corset type thing with the gold like accents in a little, almost like a fancy script type. Also went for the same belt design that Tara has, and overall just very simple but very elegant.
Word. Hell yeah.
I'd also like to add that Gwen put on like a really like a really ostentatious type of necklace on Zim.
He's
It's
walking
like
around
full
with
of
this
gems.
big jangling jewel thing.
Get him
and
a little suit.
Tara's like, we have
Yes.
plenty of those. Plus, if it breaks, we'll just use the gem for magic opponents. It's fine. So he's walking around with this thing, like almost touching the floor, like bringing his head down a little bit. You guys all walk out, meet each other in the hallway, and Tara claps Athera and Ava on the back, and she's like, all right, make sure to embarrass Marcel at any given opportunity. Go for it.
Right.
And she
All right.
heads back into her room to like finish up her outfit.
Well, you two look nice. She's
you.
looking you up and down. What? You're not there. Go away.
No, you guys are all out in the hallway.
Yeah, we're all
They're
out here.
too?
Oh, they're all there.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring them and only talking to the girls. So bye.
Wow, Ava.
You said I wasn't your favorite. Don't think I forget.
And someone doesn't know sarcasm.
Mm.
I mean, Marcel, if there's any poses we should have when we're doing our statue right now.
I can't do a pose. This shirt will rip.
Yeah.
You just stood there like this.
You notice that Marcel is wearing more of an imperial kind of looking one with many inscriptions, names, and words of his name, a title. And he also has the cloak of many fashions. So he fashioned himself the nice glittering golds, platinum and silver, intricate designs. Like, I look amazing.
Mm.
And you also see a bunch of tiny little Marcels posing as well, just like giving dumb signs, holding up swords, like all decorating across his cloak.
I will admit
I love
that's
this thing.
impressive.
You hear
Very
some
impressive.
heavy footsteps approaching, and you hear a voice call out, "Did someone say looking amazing?" And Orman walks out, and he's wearing like the compression shirt underneath because they don't have any that would like normally fit him. So he's wearing like a very skin tight but loose silk like silver undershirt. He has a very ostentatious gold and red collar piece on, and then his robes both attach like up near his armpits and then fall, and one like folds in front of the other, tying around the back like normal. And he's got a big belt on similar to that like Tara had, but instead of just one piece coming down on each side, one piece comes down and then another piece goes up, and it forms like a diamond at the front of his belt piece, and it has like a huge gemstone in the middle. And the person's running behind him just like, please be very careful with that. I do not want to break it. And he's just like, look at this, it fits so well.
Wow.
Wow.
Looking good.
Anyway, let's head back to the trial.
Oh, I wanted to hear what Lucilda was
Yeah, what
wearing.
about Lucilda's outfit?
Orman
Yeah.
stops and points down the hall, and she's like, Lucilda's coming. She steps forward, and she's like adjusting the collar. She's wearing a, to the best that she could find, what resembles like almost a Cortean looking thing, where she has like the dark blue and some white on there. And then you see that her robe fits itself in almost like a zigzag electric looking lightning bolt pattern across her chest. And then she's got like some dark blue clothes underneath with those white robes. She's walking out wearing probably like the most simplistic of anyone, but like it's just a simple white robe with a fancy collar. It looks pretty nice. She walks out and she's like, I'm ready to get out of this thing immediately. Let's go.
I'd also like to add that Gwen put on like gold bangles and rings, but on her horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
nice
she put a ring on one of Zim's horns too.
I'll say that Tara knows like the mending cantrip. Like that's very commonplace. So what she did is she took some of her basic gold jewelry that she doesn't really wear, like broke them, wrapped them around your horn, and like mended them together so that they fit. And they didn't
Ooh.
fall off. So you got like a couple of gold
Fancy.
rings and spirals up on your horns. Some of them have like dangling jewelry on them.
Cool.
Wait a minute. Did we ever like come to the conclusion of what we want to happen to her, or
Yeah, Rosaris, you could explain it.
what we are doing the whole rebuilding thing, or
Well, yeah,
no?
that's what we all agreed with.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you're more than welcome to voice what you want out of it.
No,
That's the whole
it's fine.
The whole
No.
point of the trial is for them to decide based on what we recommend, if I'm understanding this correctly, Marcel.
Yeah, I think too.
That's instilling me with great confidence.
Yeah.
No, it's because there's things that are outside of my control that it's kind of difficult to tell what is going to actually happen.
Is
So
that how
keep-
it should
keep your
happen?
guard.
How about that?
So we're gonna say what we think, and even if we do suggest this whole rebuilding thing, there's a possibility they could come up with something worse if they thought they
Yes,
wanted.
that's a great possibility that they can just kill her instantly. Giant fiery cauldron. That is their favorite method of killing.
Is she going to be under like the zone of truth or any sort of truth?
Yes,
potion?
there actually is people who can cast the Zone of Truth.
I'm so
It's,
glad that you said that because I have it planned out here where there is literally people who come in just to like be the magic casters of the court. So someone will cast Zone of Truth, and I want to say, if you have the notes, I don't remember where I put it, but there was someone else, they might have cast like Detect Thoughts, if that was the other spell. So you will have two people there who are like truth validating people who, if someone lies, they will like give a nod to the jury and be like, that statement wasn't true.
Yeah. And as it should be put in record, that statement was false.
Okay. I feel so ready.
Lucilla pipes up and she's like, I'm ready to rip this collar off. It is tight,
Mine might rip
restraining.
off without me doing anything, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm a little scared for myself too.
Lucilla,
Well, it
like,
wouldn't be good in court, so please try not to breathe too hard.
Especially like with the spines on my back, that might be a bit
Mm-hmm.
kind of poking through the fabric already.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
yeah. Lucilla eyes Gwen's outfit up and down. She's like, nice jewelry. I like the touch.
Thank you. You look good too.
Thanks, let's go. So Marcel,
Alright.
you can lead the group whenever you would like.
Yeah, Marcel will definitely try to lead the group out of the hallway. Okay, come guys, let's go. Let's go.
So you
Now
take them to the
end of the earth.
not the end of the earth.
End of this single plane.
The one
Oh my
plane
God,
that
he
we
was
have.
right.
Plane.
You
It's right.
find the
There's
end
only
of it.
one plane.
Did you know there's
Uh,
like a giant ice wall around the end of the plane?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why we don't use airplanes.
Jesus Christ. No, you take them to the courtroom, and I'm actually gonna pull up a map really quick. Not that we're necessarily using it, but just I made one for fun.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
roll
initiative,
initiative
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody roll initiative for court.
I'm rolling initiative.
I didn't
Court.
bring the iPad.
Accidentally.
I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I jokingly rolled initiative and got a nat 20. I hate this.
Oh, you wasted
Meanwhile-
it.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a nat 1, baby.
Oh,
No, Rosario. Now you can say objection first. Like you can say like objection. Like it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, for sure.
you're the
for
first one to go.
All right.
No, I don't want to.
So I will
Yeah.
describe the scene
Nat 20.
as you guys walk in, and I'm actually gonna change the music to make it a little bit more tense. So you guys walk in, and most of the people are already here. Up on the upper sort of court area,
Very
and you guys can see this, like it has some text along the floor as this upper region. There are 5 seats that are sort of positioned up above, and then there's some small stairs that sort of lead down to these lower 5 seats so that the people on top can see over. Up on those 5 seats, you see Marcel's father, Marcel's brother, Callum, and 2 other high elf people. One is a man. He looks very noble. He's got like the high nose. He looks like he looks down on people. And then a woman who has like lighter colored hair. She's wearing this very like ostentatious outfit. Then on the bottom, you see a human woman who looks like she's wearing like decent clothes, but she's definitely not rich. You see a half-elf man who is kind of fitting the same, like probably middle-class vibe. A high-elf woman who looks very lower class, like she's even a little dirty and she doesn't have the proper attire, so she just threw on like the nicest clothes that she had. A half-elf woman who probably lower middle class, and then a human man who looks, and I do not say this to exaggerate, homeless. Like raggedy clothes, unkept hair, dirt everywhere. So they are separated. This map is a little off because of that, but it was hard to fit everything in the space. They're separated by about like 8 or 10 feet of space between going, down and forward. As well as you guys see that Tilanche is being walked out of this door towards the bottom, up towards this sort of high-rise, like 10 feet in the air, little podium. There are bits of text spread across the room. There's some on the desks. There's some on the floor. There's some on the podium. All of them have to do, if you speak Elvish, which most of you probably do. Truth and honor are like the big themes of this room. The upper section says, I think it is seek the truth. The bottom section down here with the desks says live in truth or die without honor. And then over here on the pedestal, it says go with honor. With all of that being said, the scene is sort of set. You guys walk in to a very quiet, cold room. The walls are tall. There's a lot of nice decorations around, but it is almost brutal in its design. There are sections for people to watch, very limited seating, but those are completely empty. As of right now, you guys are the last to walk in the room, and you enter in, and then all eyes turn towards you, and you see Americ, Marcel's father, sort of stand up and look down at you guys. But you are at the doorway. You sort of have a minute to yourselves before everything gets started. You guys see there's 3 spots, but there's 2 spellcasters who are getting ready to, do the Zone of Truth and detect thoughts. So you guys have a minute to yourself to talk to each other and potentially come up with like an order of who speaks before everything gets situated and rolling.
Marcel will try to, while he's away, he'll be trying to figure out if he knows any of the 2 high nobles that are not Caleb and his father.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll just tell you who they are. The first one is I believe he is the avatar that we met last session, the person who was over the, bringing in people from other areas to do court cases for them. His name is Vedric Malceau. He is a nobleman. He makes, he's the avatar. That's his job. The other woman is Melandril Brenache. She is the illusionist who is in charge of the group that's essentially like the newspaper, but specifically she is tied to the courts and that she will display them or like record them, however you want to think about it, for people to watch. So it's those 2, your dad, your brother, and then you have the last seat there.
Yeah. Marcel will take his seat.
So
I'm just standing very nervously and just bow.
So Marcel, do you like depart from the group?
Well, yeah, because he wants to talk to his father and Caleb before the thing can begin.
So as you walk up, most of the people stand up. The homeless man gets like a little confused, and the other people like urge him to stand up. You go up the stairs like 15 feet, getting onto this big platform where you guys are almost idolized up there. You go to take your seat. At the very end, your father is sitting beside you and your brother on the opposite side of him. And your father gives you that polite little bow and he says, Marcel, I'm glad to see that you did not choke your duties in this. I hope to see you live up to the responsibility as prince in being impartial to this case. Well, are we ready to begin? We are the last of the people entering, right?
A little time for them. They're new to the custom. They need to catch up with what they're doing.
Of course. He points down to the person sitting at the center of that bottom spot, like in front of both desks, and the person gives him a nod. You guys all take your seats up there. At this point, the 2 spellcasters sort of step down and get ready to go ahead and cast the Zone of Truth spell. Tilanche is brought up onto that tall pedestal, and she's like looking around the room, a little uncomfortable. But you guys have a little bit of time before the court is called to start.
Who wants to go first?
I feel like maybe the people who are most involved should probably go first.
Leo?
Leo, sort of sullenly, he says that if you guys want him to, he'll gladly go first. He has a piece to say, and it's brief, but he wants to say it.
I think he should too.
Mm-hmm.
He sort of looks to you guys, trying to figure out who's going to go after him.
Lucilda was very involved.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to go next? She's with us, right? I'm not talking to nobody right now.
Lucilda and Orman are with you guys.
It's a good thing to make sure.
So, would you want to go next, Lucilda, then?
She offers and she says, yeah, I'll go. And then Orman's like, well, she's going next. I want to go after.
Of course. And then I think Rosaries should. He came up with, the punishment, so...
And again, you don't have to voice agreement with my idea.
I wasn't mocking the punishment. I'm just saying I think you should go after that.
I mean, I'm fine with that order. I'm just... If you think she should go to jail, voice your opinion.
As you guys are
Maybe.
saying that, Aethera, you're not in the conversation yet. Will you make me a perception check? I know your passive is the highest out of the party by far.
Yeah. Just give me that one. Just give me that.
I'll let you make one.
26.
Ooh.
Damn. Okay. Down the hall, echoing through, the door is not closed yet. The guards are still sitting there waiting for the court to start before they close them. You hear very proper and consistent step on the tile floors of this building. If you want to turn to look, you can, but it sounds like someone of almost like how rich people walk when they're trained to walk a certain way.
Yeah, I'll try look, but not obviously.
You sort of,
Inconspicuous.
with the group, turn your head and lean a little bit to peek through the door that's halfway open. These large double doors, so even halfway open gives you a pretty good eyesight. You see Isomifi Baron walking with his arms behind his back, and his head is sort of low a little bit. His hair neatly trimmed and tied back behind his head, and he has the most pristine white and silver robe with the sort of inlay of an Uralumis logo at the chest piece of the robe, right below the shoulder pads. So you see him walking. He's wearing these very solid shoes that clack on the floor that you sort of heard just because you weren't in the conversation yet. So you see him walking forward, and he looks up and makes eye contact with you, gives you a little nod.
I give a little nod back.
He turns his head back down, walks through the door, and gives a little wave to both the guards, who give it a very respectful bow. And he walks up to join the group, and he says, well, I hope I'm not too late.
Just in time.
Great.
We were just discussing the order we wanted to go in.
Oh. If you, don't mind, I would appreciate going towards the front so I could take my seat early. I am weary from travels. I'm used to teleporting place to place, but it doesn't seem to be an option right now.
Then he can go before me.
Yeah. Agreed.
Sounds good.
And then who's going after me?
Lucian.
I'm just going to be saying what I said before, so yeah, I can do that.
Very good.
Next.
When?
Can't say no, so we're gonna go with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Then Ava, then Aethera. There we go.
That's fine by me.
Okay.
Should have
Lucy,
said
maybe
which
you
one wanted to go.
Lucy, you should maybe write this down. Just in case.
Oh, yeah.
Write down who's going.
So it's Rosaries, Lucian, Gwen.
What?
Yep.
Yep.
We
He said
decided.
Then Athera.
Then Athera, and then I guess Ava would be last.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
That's
Hey,
not
Ava
what
was
he
before
said.
Athera.
he's the DM said it.
was
It must
Ava,
be true.
then Athera.
DM can be mistaken.
I'm about to make y'all roll
Yeah.
initiative.
No.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, I'll reroll.
No.
I did
What
get an
they
out
said,
one,
what
guys.
they
I
said.
did get an out one.
No, your position has already been decided.
We've
What the
decided.
fuck?
It's all good.
Don't
Here's-
step away from the table.
Here's
Why
what I'm
not
gonna say.
one?
Hold on now. For the omniscient DM reasons, I'm gonna say Ava should go first and Athera should go
No!
last.
No.
Okay.
No.
Also, I love that
I-
Natalie's picture is just frozen in place.
Yeah, I
She's not
just noticed
reacting
that. I'll
anymore.
be back.
So yeah, we'll go in that order. I have all the NPCs. You guys literally gave them the order that I had them in. So I'm just gonna keep it at that, and then you guys can pick up after that. The last thing that happens is Baron walks into the room, and immediately you notice that all of the nobility, including Callum, at the sort of urge of Americ, like stand and give him a respectful bow, in which he like turns and repeats the bow a little bit. And Americ pats you, Marcel, on the shoulder, and then heads down the stairs, and you see him walk down and have a conversation with Baron. I'll let any of you who want to roll an insight check. Marcel, yours with advantage,
All right.
to sort of see how your dad or Baron feels about this interaction.
16.
17.
Nice.
15.
Not bad.
Worse than all
15.
We're all rolling
Wow.
extremely slightly above average.
Doing
Um,
insight? What are we doing? I
of that.
forgot.
I'm gonna get a 12.
Okay.
It's all right,
Again.
Gwen. Yeah, you don't. It doesn't
20!
matter.
Let's go!
Ava, I'm gonna say since Leo's not here, you can roll with advantage because he's gonna help you. Like if he notices
Oh,
anything,
thanks,
he'll point it out to
Leo.
you.
Don't get worse. I got a nat 22.
Oh damn.
This
okay.
is my first nat 20 in the whole campaign.
So
and
I'm
I
gonna-
wish
I'm
it
gonna-
was into combat.
I'm
but
gonna
damn
build it up. Let's do Lucian, Rosars, and Athera sort of first. You guys notice that Americ really respects Baron. Like he walks up to him with the most like polite, respectful, almost like this is a figure that I really want to impress sort of vibe. Marcel, you have never seen your dad act like this. He
Mhm.
is always the most important person in the room, and he always thinks that everyone should essentially like bow down deeper to him than he does to them, and this is the one exception. Gwen and Ava, you pick up on two things. One, Baron is almost half-heartedly in this conversation, and both physically and metaphorically, you think that Baron might be like looking down on Americ a little bit. He stands taller, and when he approached him, you saw just like a little tiny bit of like a disposition towards the conversation. You also notice that Americ, up close, behind his back with his arms held, is like fidgeting his fingers. He seems nervous. So with that being said, Baron and him exchange like the polite little nod that they do, like the half bow. Americ returns up and waves down to the person who is in charge. At which case, a figure stands up. It's a high elven man with his hair pulled back. He looks a little bit older, and he instructs everybody like, okay, take your sides. We will cast the truth-saying spells, and if you choose to break them, not only will your words be naught, but so will your position in this court, and you will be asked to leave. So, we have our line of witnesses. If you all will volunteer to let the effects of the spell take place. And then the two people walk forward, and just enough to cover all of you and to launch, they cast the Zone of Truth spell. Do any of you want to resist it? I don't think it notifies the person if you succeed. I can check, though.
Check, please.
Yeah, check.
Yeah.
That sounds funny.
Oh, you
I don't
know,
want to get
you
in trouble
know whether
already.
each creature succeeds or fails in its saving
Oh.
throw.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay, that's.
Whoever it
Got it.
is.
Sorry, guys. They got you.
So, this person walks up. They're wearing this nice white and gold uniform. They do a little incantation, and this wave of like faint yellow magic washes out over the ground and covers each of you. If you want to try to resist, you can. Does anyone
Obviously
want
not.
to?
But it's a wisdom save, isn't it? Yeah, no chance.
DM, does my
It's a charisma save, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy.
my ring automatically save me from this?
Your ring does not save you from this, but the next person comes up and you watch them as they perform the somatic gestures in this like little flash of pink emits from their hands, and they say that they are casting the detect thought spell. So if any of you, speak untruthfully, or if we like sense ill will or anything, you will be dealt with. Your ring will absolutely deter that.
Wait, it doesn't, because it says you are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you are lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type. So,
Ooh, that is a good question, because no one is determining if you're lying. This just prevents you from lying.
okay.
Yeah, so I think because it's focused on you and not the other people, Zone of Truth still works, Detect Thoughts does not.
Gotcha. Cool.
So I will leave it up to you if you want to keep the ring on or take it off.
Oh, they didn't. Do they know if I keep it on?
If they keep it on, if they try to use Detect Thoughts on you, it's going to register as blank, so something will feel off.
I'm gonna keep it on.
Word. That being said, they all sit down, they give nods to the rest of the jury members, and all of the people on the High Council who are used to this sort of give nods back of understanding. Everything is going good.
March up, pretend to nod. Like, oh yeah, I know it's everything good and rabble.
Sure, yeah, I get what's happening here. With that, Leo
I'm smart.
will step up in between the two desks, one labeled prosecution, one labeled defendant. He will step up, ready to give his small speech that he has. And we're going to take a break right there.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I have to take a break, guys.
Yeah, he says, we're going to take a break. Recess from the court.
Recess already.
All right.
Who let this half walk here?
We will be back in just a few minutes. We'll pick up on the dealings of the court. But we're going to take a quick break and see you guys here in a minute.
No one said happy birthday.
Nobody
okay.
said
What?
happy
It's
birthday.
okay.
Wait, in real life or are you talking
In real life!
What?
You cut out every word.
When was your birthday?
It's like that TikTok when that one person's like, happy birthday! And they just cut out.
Sounding like Sir John Luke the Third, the Second, or whatever.
Yeah.
My birthday was October 4th.
Oh,
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's over a month ago.
yeah, my birthday's December 10th, so don't forget.
Good to know.
I have a good memory.
Ooh.
Once
Fun
you tell
fact.
me things, I don't
Unlike
forget them.
Leo.
Fun fact,
Yes.
I share the same birthday as my grandma, my cousin, some random lady in a pharmacy. Yeah, it was just like really weird. It's like, why do I know so many people? Oh, and also my neighbor.
Okay.
All of us had the same birthday.
My brain is
For real
too
right now?
full already. Stop it.
It's like how my neighbors, I have the neighbor behind me, his name is Bob. Neighbor 2 doors down, Bob. Neighbor in front of me, Bob.
Oh man, that's awesome.
What the?
Everyone needs a Bob.
Dude,
I'm glad we're on air for this.
Yeah.
yeah, we're on
are?
air.
I,
Guys, everyone out there, I know like 4 different
Why
Steves,
didn't
and they're
you
like,
say anything?
There's a bright red button that tells us that we're
I
on
said
air.
I was
I don't
transitioning.
pay attention to that.
I didn't
I look
mean
at you
like
guys. I don't
gender.
look up there.
I meant the scene that we're in. But no, I feel kind of bad because I know your character's birthdays better than I do your actual birthdays.
Okay,
Same.
bud. Okay.
Me too.
Is that why you didn't tell us we were passing by our birthdays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
you
been
made
nearly
no
like,
mention of
you
it.
skipped 4 weeks. Your birthday was 8 weeks ago. Good luck.
Yep,
Your
you
birthday was
completely
yesterday.
completely
birthdays.
forgot about our birthdays.
You forgot
For our
about your
character.
birthdays.
I didn't know
Because
what
we
day it was.
Yeah, I
We
kept
were
doing some time
fighting a
skips.
Fae Prince. What am I gonna say? Oh, by the way, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
No!
birthday.
You know, I don't know if I believe you, Shorty, because I put my birthday first, and then you put a fucking thing on top of my birthday, Shorty. Now I have to share it.
That's been there since before this character existed.
What the hell?
The world is
still on
significantly
air,
older
so-
than you guys are.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Anyway,
So are we in a courtroom?
welcome
or-
back. We're in a courtroom.
We were just chatting about birthdays, like not about this case.
So to bring back
That's
the
how we
scene.
spent our minute before the court got
Yeah,
started.
you guys are arguing about your birthdays. Like, I don't care what I say about Tilanche. Birthdays. are
Baron is
important.
just so disappointed at all.
Gwen sounds completely different.
So, we are currently in the cold, heartless courtroom of Terra's Weight. The walls are this marble with blue accents. Tilanche is about 15 feet behind you guys, up on like a 10-foot podium, almost like for everybody to just look at a spectacle for this courtroom. The jury is set up in front of you guys, sort of in tiers, with the lower ranking citizens below the upper ranking citizens, with Marcel, his family, and some other noble people. The first up to go is Leo, who he goes up, and I'll briefly describe what he does. He gets up in between the desks and he sort of adjusts himself. He stands with a very strong posture. And I'm not going to do his accent, but Leo says Tilanche is not evil. From what he knows about her story, she was killed and offered a pact that anyone her age probably would have taken. She did not understand the terms and conditions, and she was led astray. And then in her adult years recently, she attempted to solve it and chose the lesser of evils in that situation. And even though he and his close friend Lysilda were caught in the crossfire, he at least understands where she was coming from, and that in order to break her pact, to not continuously kill more and more people, she had to sacrifice a couple of people to summon something that could break her pact without her dying. So ultimately he says that she's not good, but she's not evil. She just simply let her emotions dictate her actions. She was manipulated by a greater, more evil force that used her like a pawn. He thinks that she deserves a second chance, because that's something that she wasn't necessarily given before. She was controlled by something else, and this would be her opportunity to prove that she is better than that. So Leo ends his statement by saying he thinks she should be completely free, and he walks over to the defendant side of the room, away from you guys. Next up, the rest of the NPCs are going to go. Lysilda walks up, and she stands in the middle. She adjusts herself, her collar's super uncomfortable, and she says, I would not punish the wolves for hunting if Tilanche is so common as to only act in her self-interest. I understand that. As conniving as she may be, she is now declawed and defanged. I won't put down a harmless pup. I see no point in being punitive to the detriment of her family. Tilanche has done great wrong, but forwarding that wrong only hurts more people. Task her with whatever punishment you wish, but I would argue against removing her from her family. I see no point in orphaning a child and making a husband go without his wife. Continuing punishment after punishment makes a vicious cycle that we should not be victim of. And she also walks with Leo to the defendant's side. Oraman is up next. He walks up, and you guys notice that like his collar is not quite fitting right, and it's like slightly askew on his shoulder. And he says, So listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Tilanche told me her full story. I kind of get it. You know, she was controlled, and I was too. It was not fun. But I feel for her. I hate that I was used to hurt people, and that's not something that I really like doing unless it's like, you know, consensual. She was just backed into a corner, fighting, and I get that. Realistically, I don't think she can stay at the school anymore. She kind of broke a lot of rules. You know, people get in trouble for hurting each other at the school, so she might not be able to do that. If anything, I would just say she gets a second chance. Maybe it's not here, at the school or Wisteria or whatever you guys deem fit. But she could move back with her family. She could move somewhere else, something like that. I don't think she should be, you know, put in prison for the rest of her life. And he sort of swags off to the other table. Next up is Baron. He walks forward, and in a hush falls across the entire room. Whereas a couple of the members of the jury were like whispering and talking to each other, everybody just completely goes silent. He stands in front of everyone, taking a moment before he speaks, and then he says, I have known Amaria Tilanche since she first began working at Loomis. 4 years ago, brought by Professor Terada and Director Loomis himself. They both gave her a personal recommendation, saying that despite her troubled past, she would likely excel in something that gave her a conduit to better the world. And for a good while, she did. Her students excelled. Marcel here is a prime example. In the short few months that he has been at Loomis, he has grown tremendously as a bright young pupil of the Warlock Department. But as for her actions this past semester, she has attempted on the life of 2 students with a plan for a third, and used magic against multiple students without their consent. These are already grounds for extermination from her position at the school, and in a civilization such as this, surely imprisonment. But I have no recommendation for her punishment. I remain only as a professor for that exact reason. But I ask you, members of the high jury and the low jury, students, and he looks to you guys, and he ends with a question. He says, what makes the decision evil? The outcome or the intent? And he gives a polite half bow and then steps off to the side of the defendant table. And with that, he looks towards you guys, giving you a little nod of encouragement, basically telling you guys, like, you know, come up, speak your piece. So, who's up first?
I begrudgingly get up very slowly to not rip my shirt. And I'll walk up. I guess, like, I'm standing on Roll20, like, right there, I guess? Is that what's going on?
I mean, yes, I'll pull up the map again just to show the stream. But you guys are standing, like, in between these desks when you give your speech, like, in front of everybody here. And then you will walk off to, like, one of these sides behind a desk.
Okay. I guess I'll walk up and I'll say, Tilanche told us when we found out about her plot that we could not understand, that we would not understand. And as I say this, I'm looking at the lower jury. But I think we all can understand what it's like to not have power, to not have the strength to protect the people you cared about. And she was offered that chance. She was offered the chance to protect the people she cared about. She was used and taken advantage of. And we, as a society, need to show that that's not okay to go the route that she did, to be led into killing people. So she should be punished. But the question is, what is a fair punishment? She did what we all would do. and then I'll start to look at the higher jury and say, yet imprisoning her or killing her is not going to benefit society, is not going to benefit Terra's Weight. What would benefit Terra's Weight is gaining a potential ally and gaining experience for the young First Prince. My vote is she is forced to rebuild Greyrun, her home, and Loomis will use Greyrun as a place to hold refugees from the missions that we are sent out on whenever a village is destroyed or needs to be abandoned until the mission is complete. And as Greyrun is built up, it will be an ally to Terra's Weight, both politically and economically. Specifically, I suggest we put Prince Marcel in charge of the rebuilding process, in charge of Tilanche, so that he gains experience running a city. And if it fails, it's a small village in a different area. But if it succeeds, it will showcase his excellence at running a city. And with that, I'm going to turn, and instead of picking a side, I'm going to go and stand beneath her on the pedestal.
You see some sort of like acknowledging nods from the High Council as the next of you walk up.
That'll be me. I'm gonna go to this front, and I'll say, Rosaris has pretty much said what I would like to say. I just want to add that Tilanche came with us willingly. With the Zone of Truth, is it like if I lie, they'll know I'm lying, or I just literally cannot lie?
I think it says that you literally cannot lie.
You cannot lie. You are
You
compelled
can't
to tell
speak
the
a
truth.
lie. You could stay silent though.
You
Okay,
can't
alright.
speak,
Yeah, you can stay
but
silent. That's the only thing you can do is stay silent.
Cool. And when I gave her the opportunity to flee, I told her what was happening, and she still stayed. She knows she's done wrong, and she's willing to change. So that's all I have to say. I'll go down, and I'll stand next to Rosaris.
Is it my turn?
It's Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's canon. Gwen asked that out loud.
Yep, when asked, it's her turn.
I step up and I start with I can empathize and relate with Tilanche on, you know, her village and her home, her family being destroyed. So I can understand where she was coming from when she like started the whole thing. And I feel like a lot of other people could think that too. If that happened to your home or your family, right? You'd want to get revenge or whatever. But the rest of her actions obviously weren't great. The voice of a patient probably and
The voice of a who?
The voice of what?
Of what?
just like her actions just probably weren't really her own because of just fighting to
I think like the voice of the Advent Prince.
one
or
would
something
probably
like that.
do.
Sorry, Gwen, your mic is cutting
You're
off.
speaking Druidic.
And what the
Yes, you're
fuck?
speaking Athera.
Oh
No.
What
It's
was the last thing you
contagious.
heard? What was the last thing you heard?
The voice of a.
Patron. Voice of a patron.
Okay, voice of a patron in her head. Manipulating her, telling her what to do. Like, it probably just wasn't all her own actions, and I think a lot of people would maybe struggle with something like that, especially when you're trying to stay alive. I don't think she's necessarily innocent, but I do think that she should be given a second chance. But if she was punished, I think the best thing to do would probably be helping to rebuild Greyrun. The worst thing, probably just like prison with visiting rights. I think her family should still be able to see her. She shouldn't, like, I don't know, her kids shouldn't be made orphans, stuff like that. And she definitely shouldn't teach at the school. She's not a teacher anymore. No.
Or-
Yeah, I don't know. That's about it, I guess. Not good enough? We good? Can I sit down now?
You have to go to a side or something.
I'll sit down by
Or you could go with
Rosari's.
them, yeah.
Yeah, I'll sit by Rosari's.
Gwen literally just sits back where everybody else is standing.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce.
Ava.
Oh, me? Okay. So she's gonna walk up and give like a polite bow or curtsy to the court. It's without a doubt that Tilanche is guilty, admittedly killing innocent people, a couple dozen people. I think she should go to prison. Those people aren't going to get second chances. Not like she's going to get. Families destroyed. The option of her rebuilding Grey Run would be acceptable, but I feel prison is more suited, and she'll walk over to the prosecutor side.
And that brings it to Athera.
All right. I'll walk up. I'll be like, as many people in this area, in this land, has experienced, I believe, Tilanche experienced extreme trauma as a child, and she was given the opportunity to stand for herself and her people. In that state of mind, I can't say that any of us would really make a different decision.
Athera, as you begin speaking your first part of your statement, you see the person with the detect thoughts spell starts to look a little confused, and then as they begin to sort of stand up, Baron holds up a hand towards them, and then they see Baron, and Baron gives them a little like nod, and you see them make this interaction, but maybe you're not quite sure what it means, and then the person confusingly kind of nods and sits back down, slightly interrupting you speaking, but then you're free to continue after that.
Either way, regardless, I think, of what any of us in this room believe or think she deserves, I stand on the opinion that it is not the right of this court to decide her fate, as no one in this room besides a few who have spoken today have been affected in any direct way by her actions. And so, in my opinion, it is that she should be allowed to walk out of here free, that the school can be allowed to decide if she stays on as a teacher or not to their better judgment, and to leave it at that as far as this court is concerned. And then I'll walk over to the defense side.
The person at the center stands up, acknowledging all of you having spoken, and then he motions up to Tilanche, and he says, "Well, the accused may now make their remarks. If you would like to defend yourself or give any enlightening words to the situation." He sits back down, and Tilanche sort of adjusts herself. She's the only one here not in like the noble attire. She stands up on this platform, and you guys all have to sort of like turn to see her, and then she starts speaking. She says, 61. That's how many people I've killed since I was 11 years old. I was very young when my city was attacked, and like it was stated, I made a pact, and I didn't fully understand the weight of that pact. Yes, I have killed 61 people, but when you have a knife to your throat, do you really have a choice in the matter? I acted on my own self-preservation, with my life as a bargaining chip for my patron. And in doing so, I was selfish and put my life above that of my students. And for that, I'm sorry. And she avoids sort of making eye contact with any of you guys. Under the truth spell that we're under now, I will accept whatever punishment is deemed fit by the court. Even the people most affected by this have said their statements. I will take whatever feels fitting. However, before that decision is made, I would like to add 3 things for the jury to know. The first is that, as I said, my hand was forced. I accepted a deal when I was not even a teenager yet, and I fought against it to spare the lives of more in the future. I tried. The second is that one of the solutions to this problem was a ring Isomifi Baron had. I searched for it for over a month in hopes of relieving myself of the situation, but to no avail until the end. Even putting myself at risk to delay what happened. The third thing I would like to add is that it has been stated multiple times, and I care much about them, but I have a family, and if I'm to be punished, I would hope that in my punishment, there is some equal and opposite effect towards my family. Perhaps you could ensure their safety, their well-being, if I am to be separated from them. But other than that, I have no defensive remarks. I will accept whatever punishment is deemed fit at the hands of the high jury. And she takes a step back, yielding her time.
Lucian's just sort of, if he catches anyone eyes, just going mouthing 61.
So you guys are all like making eye contact while all this happens. At that point, the person in the center down there stands up and he says, "Now it will be determined by a vote to see the punishment of Amaria Tilanche. Jurors, I will let you make any remarks and instill the options for the vote. Lord Americ, if you will." And he sits down, and Americ stands up, and he starts talking. He says, "Yes, I see very wise words from the group of students that you bring, Marcel, son. This is quite a interesting situation, I may say. I believe that though so many have come to the defense of Lady Amaria, that perhaps our 2 options is that she walks free, or we could use her for the advancement of Terra's weight. Grey Run is an area that I'm not familiar with, but I see that there is potential, and in the worst of cases, it is a little bit of an investment wasted, but on the upside, it is an entire secondary location for our city. For imports of magical materials, we will use it as a transportation hub via the school, with the acknowledgement of using it under the jurisdiction of Terra's Weight. I could accept those parameters. So our vote will be between Amaria being tasked with relocating her family to Grey Run and being charged with the rebuilding and expansion of the city, or to walk free without any punitive measures. He sits back down, and then the jurors begin talking and taking a minute to themselves.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything to say while this is happening, like the normal party?
61 dead, so.
I am not with them, but
Yeah.
I'm like mouthing, "I told you," over to them.
You're like,
Yeah.
60.
We should have asked her before.
I'm still sticking with my stance. I don't know about you.
I'm stone-faced looking at the jurors.
Speaking of, Marcel, the high jurors are talking amongst themselves, not really worried about what the low jurors are saying.
Yeah.
you, your father, and your brother are all sort of close together, and your father is obviously taking lead on this conversation, and he tells you guys that he sees this as an excellent opportunity, essentially to make more money, to have more control, and he has a couple other ideas for how Terra's weight could be used. He doesn't dislike the idea of it being practiced for your princely duties. Perhaps you will be the political representative of Grey Run.
Yeah.
Once it's
Like the
rebuilt.
appointed mayor.
Yeah. So he's tossing around the idea, saying that he likes it because then they can use it for whatever they want. Like, they don't have to agree what its purpose is at all. They can just say, we need this. The city will do it for us.
I see. Marcel be looking through the stuff and knowing the between the Grey One or just walking free as the deciding factors, he will definitely agree with his father with that. It's like, that's actually not a bad idea. I also agree with the Grey Run being an extension of Terra's weight. As long as I oversee it, of course.
Perhaps. With that, the man at the bottom stands up again and he says, "Well, my lords, if we are ready, I say let's take it to a vote. The high jury will begin voting and then the lower after." It starts with Vedrick, the avatar that helped you guys. Whoever wants to, I will let you guys make a persuasion check if you guys want to try to sway this decision one way or the other. Your decision, like, I have it set where he wants something specific and a DC for you to hit. So let's say Rosaris and Athera want to go head to head. Rosaris says rebuild Grey Run, Athera says walk free. Rosaris, for Vedrick, you would need to, or like, you essentially get a +5 bonus to this because Vedrick is already on your side. So if you guys want to sort of go head to head on this, you can. Does anyone want to argue in favor for her walking free? Or you guys kind of like let the jury decide whatever they want?
I will.
All right. If anyone would like to oppose, you can.
Oh.
Apparently one left.
Who skedaddled? Who did that?
That was
Jambo.
Oh,
No.
He's not gonna hear the decision.
I'll be with Athera for free.
I'll be Grey Run.
Okay. With that being said, Rosaris and Athera or Gwen, whoever has the highest charisma of you two,
Not me, probably.
go ahead. I'll let you both roll persuasion checks. But like I said, Rosaris, you get a +5 to this because Vedrick is already in favor of Grey Run.
Where's my
Oh,
persuasion?
gosh.
22 plus 5 is 27.
I got a 19.
Not a 15, not
Uh,
bad.
Vedrick raises his right hand and he says that he is in favor of rebuilding Grey Run under Terra's Weight's jurisdiction and expanding Valenrun's influence into Timera, and hopefully gaining a foothold in the continent with the lack of a kingdom there, since Blissar is no longer ruling. He sits down. The next girl comes up, Melandril Branash. She, if you guys would like to try to influence her the same way, I'll let you roll one more check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At this point, Athera, you are going to get a +3 to this roll.
Awesome.
16 for me.
24.
Ooh. She stands up, she raises her left hand, and she says that she is in favor of letting her walk free. The expansion of Grey Run would probably end up costing more than it benefits the city, at least in the next few years. Rebuilding buildings, setting up teleportation circles, managing it. It all seems like a large hassle. And she looks at Marcel and she says that it is the firstborn's duty to stay devoted to Terra's Weight, not any extensions of it. So she sits down with 1 vote against. Next, Americ stands up, Marcel's father, and there is no swaying this. He raises his right hand and he says, expanding Terra's weight, I'm willing to make the investment because the potential for reward far outweighs it. And he sits down. Next, Callum is going to go. I will let you guys go ahead and make the same rolls. Callum really doesn't care. This one's going to be... Actually, no. He is going to be drastically in favor of sending her to Grey Run. Rosaries, you get a +7 to this roll.
Wait, what? How'd that flip?
Wow.
I'll explain it.
Do I still get to
now
roll?
He suddenly
'Cause
cares a lot.
28. He wants Marcel out.
Oh, yeah.
Do I still get to roll? Because I rolled my bean dice and got a nat 20.
For a total of...
Gwen is
20!
going to convince Callum.
You putting in a flirt with him?
Maybe.
It's an alleyway outside.
Wow.
It must be the 7.
Callum stands
Wink
up.
at him.
He raises his right hand and he says that he thinks Terra's weight should make the investment and that he agrees. It would be great practice for Marcel to go manage another city and oversee its expansion because that would be a great testament to if he is or if he is not fit for the throne. And he will sit down, receiving a scolding look from his father. Marcel, you will get to go next.
Influence Marcel. Okay.
Yeah, who's gonna influence Marcel? Marcel will stand up graciously, like calmly. I like what I heard from this conference. I mean, from this trial. I believe having the rebuild of Grave Run and being part of Terra's Way jurisdiction is for the betterment of all of our city and its power, and I will graciously accept the offer of being the leader of it, as I want to oversee it and improve my own skills that I've learned from being Earl Loomis and my own travels. And when I no longer need to be the leader of Grey Run, I will happily give it to another person who can properly and respectfully control it with my permission. And he's accepted.
Cool. So you vote in favor of Grey Run.
Grey Run. Yeah.
Next, the lower jury is called. The first one who comes is the human woman. She stands up, and I'm going to say, just to keep things a little interesting, she is incredibly in favor of letting Tilanche walk free. She raises her left hand and says, it is not Terra's weight that should be making this call. This is between her and the people who are affected. In reality, because I'm assuming that Leo said that it was Church of Cortea centered, it should be Stonewall that is the one making this decision. So she's in favor of her walking free, but maybe letting Stonewall have the final say. The next one, the half-elf man, stands up, and I will once again let Rosaries and Athera roll persuasion checks against each other. So you guys were kind of split down the middle on this, right? Like, who was in favor of her walking, because it was Lucian and Athera, and Leo, and then Rosaries, Gwen, and Ava.
I only got a 10.
I thought Gwen wanted her to walk.
Yeah, I wanted to walk free.
Oh.
I guess I did say I was okay with
Yeah.
Grey Run too.
You already forgot, Shorty.
Yeah, sorry. It's a lot to keep up
That's
with.
okay. It's okay.
All right. With that being said, Athera, you have like 3 people taking your back right now, if not 4 or 5. I'm gonna say you're gonna roll all of these with a bonus equal to however many people you have. So say +5, and Rosaries, you'll roll with a bonus of how many people you have, which is Ava, and I guess Oramin was kind of in favor of this too. So you have +2. So give me your totals for the next perception or persuasion check.
12.
25.
Sick. The next person walks up. half-elf man raises his left hand and says that she should walk free. It is not Tara's Waite's business, and he agrees that Stonewall should be the one to make the call. Make one more. A high elf woman, the farmer, low-class citizen.
$24.
How many bonuses do I get? I forgot how many people.
5.
5, okay. 19.
Cool. He raises his right hand and he says that she should be punished for what she did, even if it wasn't in Tara's weight. She still killed a lot of people, and in some way, if that's the punishment that they see fit, that's the punishment. You got 2 more. Go ahead, roll the first one.
15.
23.
This one also votes that she should walk free, which makes it, I think, tied at this point. Let me count up how many we have.
Is it not? How many jurors are there total?
There are 10 total. We
And
have.
how can it be tied with one person left?
Okay, yeah. Let me count it up.
It's 5-4 in my. It's 5-4 in my favor.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
We
Okay.
had 4 high members, 1 lower member.
So, last check. The half-elf woman stands up, votes for her freedom.
Is the silence indicating I should roll again?
Yeah, you guys have one more check.
That's a nat 1.
Oh.
It's 21.
That last vote
Oh
is
my
that
God.
she is free. With that, the person at the center stands up and says, "Well, it seems as if we have come to an impasse. At this point, I would simply like to remind us all that if I'm to cast the last vote, I do so completely impartially. The accused herself even said that she would accept whatever punishment came her way, and I will default to being obedient to my lord and say that I will vote in favor of her being sent to Grey Run as an extension of Tara's weight, making the vote 6-5 in favor of the punishment, therefore ending this case." And he slaps a hand against the railing, and the spell dissipates on you guys. And immediately, Callum stands up and says, "Well, if I may, I would like to make one more addition while we have you all here. Brother, would you accompany me down to the floor?"
Sure.
He just begins walking down the opposite set of stairs from you that sort of curve down onto the floor. At that point, he motions 2 of the guards who walk up and take your seats up at the high jurors table, in which Amaric immediately begins questioning it. And he says, "What is this? We are finished with the court case. What are you doing? You have no actual say here." And Callum holds up his hand. He says, "Father, I must make a request. If we are to continue this fight, if you want to call it that, this bickering, this disagreement between my brother and I about who should take the throne, we now have opportunity for 2 different positions for us to take. I think we should leave it to a vote. Should Marcel stay as the rightful heir of Tara's weight, or should it be granted to me? Marcel has already offered, no matter what, to go oversee the expansion of Grey Run. But I think," and he sort of takes center stage as he says this, "I think that in doing so, it would only make sense to say if I stay here, true to our city, that I should be the one to take the throne. If he is no longer present, how could he at all be in on the events of Tara's weight, to manage it from a distance? Does not make sense to me. Wouldn't you agree, brother?"
I disagree quite a bit. I think our father's gonna live a very long time sitting on a throne, and it'll give me plenty of time to train to become the leader.
To train?
You sound like you already are planning something, and I don't like it. If any harm comes to my family, even from you, brother, this is wrong.
Oh, Marcel, I assure you, I will harm no one else. So, if you would be so kind, if we will not take it to a vote, Marcel, I think it is time you and I sort of settle things ourselves. You say you need time to train. You were raised into this. You had all your years to train. You're older than I am, and I see myself as more fit for the throne. How could that be?
You fit for the throne. I know you more than anyone else here. You're the least fit person here. You're not even the person who's pulling the string. You are just a puppet.
You guys see...
I was a free thinker. You weren't. All you have ever done was follow those people. And this isn't your choice. You can sit back down, brother.
He stands up, pushing his chest out even a little bit more, stretching a little bit. At this point, he sort of waves off some of the people, and you see the entire lower court, questioningly sort of stand up and begin walking towards the doors of the room, and some guards welcome them and, let them out. Close the door, and he says, "Brother, if you wish to resist leaving this to the decision of the people being governed, then I think we should settle it ourselves." He is going to sort of motion back to two of the guards who are going to unsheath their short swords, two of them, toss them both to him, and he catches them, spins them around really quick, and he says, "We trained for, how old are we now? 14 years since we were old enough to study how to fight. If you don't want to leave it to a vote, I say we leave it to a duel."
You're challenging me to a duel, brother.
Yes. And I think once the upper court sees how unserious you are about your duties, about your studies, about your responsibilities as the Prince of Terra's Weight, not that they don't already see me as more fit, but perhaps it will be more solidified. I could prove it to your friends, too. And he sort of points back at all of you guys.
Can I make a suggestion?
I accept a duel.
To answer your question, Blue One, no, you cannot. Marcel, roll
no,
initiative.
I'm continuing, right? So, I think, since, Second Prince might be holed up in the castle all the time, and might not have real-life experience that much, he should go to Aralumis.
Callum is completely ignoring you. As soon as Marcel said he accepts the duel, you watch him immediately take, an offensive stance with the short swords. And you're about, 20-ish feet away from him at this point. So he's completely ignoring you, sort of waving you off.
Does anyone have a straw I can borrow?
Marcel will... Wait, it was the short trick, two short tricks, one would give to him, one for give to... Okay.
Nope, he has both.
Oh, okay, so, yeah. Marcel said, "Then I shall fight you with my birthright." And then summons Jock.
Hell yes. Roll initiative.
Kick his ass, Marcel.
Do it.
I'm going to let you know right now, he got a 20 on initiative.
Yeah.
Not nat, but a 20.
All right, and let me roll my 11.
Nice. At this point, as you guys start this, your father stands up and he sees some people start to react, and a couple of the guards, they're sort of split in half. Some of them seem to be supporting him, but one or two are wanting to stop this. And your father holds up a hand and he says, No, let them fight it out. They bicker all the time, and we are putting no one else at an expense.
We're making a killing against the viewers.
Oh, this is gonna be great on TV.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I guess you can enjoy the show. Callum starts. He smacks his short swords together, and they start ringing out and reverberating. and then that sound sort of continues and warbles and wobbles until it's almost like a song. He is going to activate his Blade Song ability, which puts his armor class pretty damn high. And then he is going to use his action to cast a spell on himself. You watch as he holds one sword in front of him, swipes it, and then disappears. He is completely gone. But that's his turn. It's up to you.
Marcel, he will pull out with Jock, he will actually cast. He will cast, where is it? There you go, False Life on himself.
Nice. Yep, you bolster yourself up. You get some spare hit points.
Yep, that'll be 9 plus 15. So yeah, he'll gain 14 HP. Temporary HP.
Pretty sick.
Can I just say, getting to watch a Hexblade and a Blade Singing Wizard fight is amazing.
I've been excited about this for a long time. I ain't gonna lie. At the beginning of Callum's turn, he reappears behind you, and he is going to attack you twice. Actually, no. The first one, he is just going to cast Booming Blade. So he is going to, I guess, roll the hit first. That's a 14.
That will hit.
It will hit? Okay.
No, that would be sorry, 15. His AC is 15.
Gotcha. Because I know you have mage armor that you essentially
I even wrote that down
time.
here.
Yeah. So yeah, a 14 misses. He appears behind you, and you hear like the popping sound of him coming back out of the ethereal plane. You block it with Jacques, and your brother sort of smiles at you a little bit. And then
invisibility. Come on, what are we, children?
He looks at you and he says, "No, brother, not invisibility. Something far, far better." He is going to, I think it's a D6 now. It's no longer a D20. He cast Blink, and he disappears again. Pop. He is gone. Your sword falls right through the air that he was just in.
His turn, right?
Yeah, your turn.
All right. While he's giving this time, I will keep using it. He will use. I'll use. Can I DM?
Yeah.
Fun reminder for the audience. I can use 2 spells if one is a bonus action and one's just a regular action.
Yeah.
All right. If he wants to play a game, I cast Darkness, and with my bonus act, I cast Shroud of Spirits.
Ooh, tell me what that does, please.
Yes. We all know Darkness, so no bother. But Spirit Shroud. You call forth the spirits of the dead, which fly around you for the spell duration. Spell intangible. Until the spell ends, any attack you make is 1d8 extra damage, and it's going to be necrotic.
Hell yes. So just remind me that on every turn as you go.
Yeah.
But if that is your full turn, he's going to appear again behind you, now with the darkness. He is going to roll at disadvantage, but he's going to roll to attack you again. So yeah, let's go ahead. He's gonna roll 2 attacks, one with his action, one with his bonus action. The first one, disadvantage, is an 11. That does not hit. And then the next one is a 9. Both of them miss. You feel 2 blades whisk by you in the darkness. You're able to see, you're just easily dodging them. Callum has no idea where you are, and he does not disappear again. But you hear him curse under his breath as he cannot see you in this darkness.
Callum, come on. You know that blink spell that spell you did have a big drawback. You couldn't cast a counter spell on anything I did. So now Marcel will attack.
Hell yeah.
What? With a bonus action. Sorry, he still has one more, which is Hexblade's Curse. So now he can add inert to damage.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Advantage attack. Nat 20.
That's definitely gonna hit, and it's gonna hurt a lot.
Yep. Okay, let's
I'm gonna let
see
you know
here.
right now, his armor class is 21, so you don't even have to ask if you hit.
Oh, well, Nat 20 is okay.
Nat 20 is gonna hit, but for future attacks, between mage armor and blade song.
Okay, so how we do is max damage plus normal, plus roll damage.
Yes.
Okay, so that means I got a 19. It's because 10 full damage, 9 roll damage. 19.
Blade curse.
Yep, plus
Or,
5, which is 24. Plus Hexproof Curse, which is 3. Plus another D8.
Yeah, I was about to say it's max die plus rolled. So like if
Yeah.
it's a D8 plus 5, it's 8 plus D8.
Well,
Plus 5.
D10 because of, yes.
Yeah. For you it's a
Okay.
D10, but yeah, as long as you're not adding your ability modifier twice, yes.
No, I'm not adding 23, and then add a D8 because of the thing.
Yeah, you just tell me total damage. That's a lot.
29 damage.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even have 2 attacks.
What does it look like as you hit him and knock him almost out? He is at 3 health.
Kill him, kill him, kill him.
Marcel, it will look like this. Marcel will be dodging his blades, like this is childish, and then quickly just a huge slash right in the top of his face down to here, like kind of make it like a streak. It's not for killing, but it's definitely like for hurting.
Yeah, he reels back from that like huge hit. He makes his concentration save since he's rolling with advantage. As a bonus action, he is going to cast Arcane Vigor, which is a new spell, which lets him expend one of his hit die. So you see him like shrug a little bit, and then he is going to heal for what is it? I think it's like a D, or it's for him it's a D6 plus his spellcasting modifier, so plus 5. He's gonna heal for 9, not a lot, and then he is going to go ahead and try to attack again with Booming Blade. Still at disadvantage because you're busted.
He gave me full preparation.
Ooh, that is a 22. He rolled 2 15s.
All right.
Cool. So it's
It
gonna
was
be,
a 20.
5 points of slashing damage, and then I believe it is a D8 of some sort of thunder damage.
Yeah.
2 thunder damage, so a total of 7. And then he is going to disappear again. Ha. And then you are surrounded by this arcane magical energy sort of pulsing and moving around your entire body. If you move, you're going to take extra damage.
How much damage did I take?
7. 7 total.
Okay. You see parts of Marcel. Oh, well, no one else can see it because darkness. But Marcel, yeah, parts of his temporary HP is like fading. It's like, okay. Marcel will now. Can he? Oh yeah, he will try to do something. Oh no, I know what he'll do. He will hold his action for next time he sees Caleb, and will attack.
So I will let you know that I want to avoid metagaming, but he is very hurt, so he's going to try to get some distance from you. I'm going to roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, he is too far for you to hit. On a 10 or lower, he's still within 5 feet of you. And I will even roll it for all of us to see. Let's see what I get. That is a 3. He pops back up out of existence, and he's immediately going to attempt to like take swings at you again. So he is going to go ahead and roll those attacks at disadvantage again. He's attempting all of this, and it's not working out very well for him. That's a 12. He misses. Go ahead and roll your attack.
All right. Right. Advantage. That's another critical because I have Hexblade Curse because it's 19.
Oh.
So I can say I win.
So I want you to describe it for me. What do you do? Because he can't see you. You easily have him in the palm of your hand.
Marcel will do what he has done before, and will not kill him because he is brother, but he shall shame him across everyone in this Terra's Way. By as darkness is still going on, Marcel is cutting like multiple times, hundreds of times. Like Caleb can't even keep track of where the sword's coming from. It just keeps cutting. And then when darkness turns off, all his clothes just fall. Just get cut to shreds. He is now completely naked in front of the entire all of Terra's Way season.
You do this all the time, Marcel.
So from y'all's perspective, in under 15 seconds, they start this duel. Callum gets the first hit, and then you just watch a swarm of darkness surround Marcel. You hear the clashing of swords, strikes. You hear both of them, grunting with effort. And then a couple seconds later, the darkness falls, and Marcel is holding Jacques as Callum is covered in a ton of tiny cuts, panting, bleeding, and all of his clothes are torn to shreds, falling to bits, just barely covering him. And he's standing there, panting with both of the short swords, essentially out of the combat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, brother, but this is how it's meant to be.
You suck, mate!
I'm gonna let you decide what happens. He's going to attempt to charge you again and to take another strike, but because you already hit him, you can just choose to knock him out with your sword.
Yeah, Marcel will just knock him out. Not with his sword, but with a punch.
Yeah. So Callum, again, panting, struggling to stay up, goes to take another swing with the short sword, and you just deck him right in the middle of the face, and he falls out onto the ground, knocked out.
Mm.
In which your father stands up, and he gives a little bit of a clap, and he says, "See, I knew that you had potential to be the ruler, Marcel. I've advocated for it the entire time. I have no doubts. Now, leave your brother. Guards, do not touch him. Let him wander the halls himself. He's made an embarrassment of himself in front of these fine people. It is his responsibility to clean up. The rest of us, thank you for your participation, and thank you for your patronage. The Lords of Terra's Weight." And he begins walking down. The rest of the people stand up and begin exiting. A couple of them sort of eye Marcel up and down. A couple of the guards look very distraught that they were just told not to help him, despite obviously being on his side for this. Your father walks down and sort of pats you on the shoulder, and he says, "It is not the classiest of actions to declothe your brother in front of company, son. But I understand." And he pats you on the shoulder and takes his leave. Oh, and one more thing. You and your guests are free to stay here for the night, but if they do, please have them turn all their weapons and armor into the central office of the keep, and then they will be free to stay as guests for as long as you would like. And I will keep extra guards to make sure that Callum doesn't try anything.
Marcel would pull out a piece of paper, write something, and just give it to the body of Callum.
He is
knocked out body out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, you guys are all sort of grouped up together. A couple of the guards go up to get to launch, and she sees you guys and gives a strange emotion of a smile, almost appreciative, but also you're the people who are kind of sending her to a prison, so it's bittersweet. She takes her leave, and Baron walks up to you guys as a group now, and he says, "Well, that was mildly entertaining, to say the least."
There's Hanny. All we saw was darkness. Yeah, it was. It's difficult. He's still my brother, but now I want him to finally be open to everything that he has done.
You see Baron kind of gets that 1,000-yard stare, looking off to a distant corner of the room, and he says, "I understand. Family can be complicated sometimes. It's not the easiest thing to navigate, especially for someone like us, Marcel.
Thank you.
Well, you guys did not do too terribly for your first time in a political court. I am sorry that I could not be more help, but I'm still incapacitated with magic from our fight, and I also acknowledge that it would be difficult to convince so many people that creatures such as what we fought even exist, but the court continued on nonetheless. It is almost impressive for first years to have such a repertoire behind them.
Would look good on a resume.
It does look good on a resume. You are correct. Well, I will be taking my leave. I have a long carriage ride back to Loomis. It has been a long few days. But I will still be of service to you guys if you need me. Just find me at the school.
All right. Safe travels, Professor.
And to you, Gwen.
Thank you.
He folds his arms behind his back and begins walking off, and the guards pull the door open for him, giant marble doors, and leave them open for you guys, sort of eyeing you, waiting for you to leave.
Let's go, guys. Maybe get a pint somewhere.
I'm gonna take like the paper that Marcel took to like write the note for his brother, and I'm also gonna write a note for his brother.
Marcel will see that and be like, Gwen, please, just
No. Trust me. It's nothing mean.
Just grab
It's
your
nothing
own
mean.
grab your own piece of paper, please.
Ooh,
He
okay,
is my
I'm
brother.
gonna look at the other desks for paper.
Yeah, I mean, they have like papers and writing materials all on them, so you can grab another page and write it. If you
Okay,
guys would
okay.
like to divulge what is on these pieces of paper, you can, or you can keep it a secret.
Marcel, of course, will keep it secret. But if Gwen read it, it wouldn't matter.
I mean, I'll read it when I place my paper. But on mine, I'll just say you should still come to Loomis. XOXO with love, Gwen. And then just pop it on his chest. And I was gonna look down at him while he's passed out. I think I like him better this way.
And if Gwen did hear it, read it, I can send it to you.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, we'll keep it a secret for the stream. So with that, you guys begin exiting. Marcel, something sort of stands out here. Your father, when you were younger, was really strict about like not wanting you to go out into the city, to stay within the Demont Keep grounds. Your whole feud with your brother was pretty bad growing up, but it seems like in your visit this time, he's given you a little bit more trust or responsibility, maybe. So you're free to leave the grounds of the keep. You guys go out. You find a nice tavern. Marcel takes you around. Drinks are free. Food is free, or paid for by the House Antioch.
The estate,
Yeah.
House Akameli.
And you guys have a great night out on the town in Terra's Weight, and we will end our session there.
Perfect.
Wow.
Cool. Well, thank you all for watching. That wraps up this arc with all of Tilanche's business completed. Here pretty soon, she will be sent off to Grey Run to oversee the expansion. Marcel, I will go ahead and let you know now, since you guys will be leaving from Terra's Weight before too long.
Yeah.
Your father gives you the option that as a sort of punitive punishment, Callum can be the person who stays in Grey Run and manages it, but it will still be under the House Antioch name, which you are still the heir to.
Yeah, and Marcel will definitely put that, because he'll tell Rosarius that maybe send people to watch.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
with all of that, the arc is finished. We will continue on with the group's adventures next time. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Wow.
I love you guys, all
bye.
of you.
Bye.